I could hear the pain in your voice when you said we are self-sustaining. And I could also hear the pain when you said the government only gave me land, nothing else. I promise you one thing, he was just whispering in my ear that he needs some support for quantum computing labs that he's setting up. We will support you fully. I will assure you. I will ensure that you get that money that you require to do a nice quantum computing facility right here. And when Nivriti was mentioning, that ये government है, धीरे होता है काम, she was talking about Karnataka government, not us. Trust me, that's the government, that's the city that she lives in. So she was talking about them, not us, right? हाँ, सही. Because I also was listening in very carefully when she said road safety and all. She said Nagpur mein roads theek hai, Bangalore mein worse hai. She didn't mention Hyderabad, so I'm guessing we are somewhere in between. Right, Nivriti? Somewhere in between, pakka. So all in all, I think what I really liked about what was mentioned earlier is how technology can be used, leveraged to save lives. Essentially, that's what it's about. I mean, save lives, improving standards of living, improving our urban infrastructure, improving our road safety, ensuring that we do things right. I mean, ensuring governments improve their standards of functioning, so to speak. And as we all know, Gartner's 2022 CEO survey also indicates that AI is the top priority for business leaders for the third year in a row. In fact, back in 2020, when government of Telangana had declared 2020 as the year of AI, little did we know that COVID was lurking around the corner. But we had a very ambitious agenda. But nevertheless, in fact, we went through the whole year doing multiple AI events, and Intel was, of course, a key part of many of those events. So AI and how it can be leveraged for the benefit of each and every person in the society. It could be a farmer, it could be a technologist, it could be a doctor, it could be somebody else. Everybody, in fact, can use AI, and in fact, COVID has also shown us that AI and the power of AI and how it can really help even the governments is something that we have truly appreciated over the last couple of years. Since AI acts as a new factor of production, Niti Aayog estimates that AI is expected to raise India's annual GVA growth rate by 1.3%, resulting in an addition of almost $957 billion to India's economy by 2035, which is 15% higher gross value added, which is GVA is obviously, as many of you would know, is a very close, not competent enough. So thank you, PGN, thank you to the entire family of IIIT for having us, for always welcoming us, for being so warm in this cold weather. I think we all need it, so thank you very much for that. Nivriti, thank you for all your support, for your unstinted backing of the mission, or the Telangana Artificial Intelligence Mission. We spoke about it a few years ago, and then since then you've been really driving this along with other partners. Thank you very much for your unstinted backing, for your wholehearted support. Suraj, we all know Uber's commitment, like you said, to safety, and also to the city of Hyderabad, because your second largest campus in the world is right here in Hyderabad, and I do keep I keep thinking, I keep imagining that whatever you do in days to come again, you will be doing it in Hyderabad. And thank you for being a part of this. Rama Devi Garu, who's leading our emerging technologies wing, ma'am, you've been a terrific leader. Thank you very much. Of course, to Hemanji and also Vinod Garu, who's representing the TSRTC, I thank them also for their support and for their backing. Now, one thing that I'm reminded of today, when I listen in to all the amazing things that technology can help us with, is what Honorable Chief Minister keeps telling us. Each and every time, either myself or Jayesh or one of us tells him about this fancy new technology that's in town, or fancy new technology that is around the corner, he always has only one question. He says, listen, I'm not a technocrat myself, I'm not a technologist per se, but what is it that this technology can do in terms of helping the common man, helping the man on the ground, in terms of the societal impact? Kya karega ye technology? Ye batao. That is what he keeps saying. And today, when I'm really delighted, I'm excited, to basically be able to answer, some of those concerns. I'd like to thank all of you, of course, for inviting me to the launch of this INAI. The applied research being undertaken by INAI is certainly helpful for not just Telangana, but for the entire country as well, and also, of course, to keep Telangana in the center, and to keep to ensure that Telangana remains the epicenter of these efforts. I would, of course, congratulate IIIT on PJN was just joking. He was saying a lot of people confuse the names IIIT and IIT. Which one of us should be taking it as an insult or a compliment is what he said. I think you should take to latch on, and every state in India, irrespective of what our challenges are, has to latch on to this opportunity, has to ensure, as Nivriti was pointing out, has to aspire to be the leader in terms of adoption of these technologies. Realizing this economic potential of AI, Telangana became the first state to initiate a focused effort with the launch of AI framework in 2020. Under this framework, we've launched number of programs, and we've been playing an active role and have been playing the role of an enabler for the AI ecosystem. We had set up the Telangana AI mission, called as a TAIM, a dedicated institution in partnership with NASSCOM to drive all AI initiatives in the state. In fact, Nivriti is also a member of TAIM, which is a governing council, and has been offering strategic leadership as well. A very important initiative of TAIM has been the RevUp Accelerator, which is currently supporting 80 plus MVP stage AI startups in a bid to generate unicorns over the coming years. Since availability of skilled manpower is critical to the growth of AI ecosystem, the government has also taken up skilling programs for students and faculties. AI, ML, deep learning, etc. All of these are being done in association with corporations like IBM, Intel, Microsoft, and NASSCOM Future Skills. Over the past couple of years, around 25,000 plus students and 4,500 plus faculties have been trained in such programs anchored by Telangana Academy for Skills and Knowledge, TASK, which is a government entity. Now, the government is also further ambitious this year and seeks to train at least 100,000 youth in high school in foundation AI courses, and would be glad to partner with Intel under its AI for Youth program. Now, data, as has been mentioned, is at the core of AI, and McKinsey actually estimates that digital transformation in agriculture alone could unlock a $70 billion in Indian agriculture sector. Therefore, the government has also initiated focused efforts on data enablement in agriculture. We recently released an agriculture data management policy to enable protected sharing of both personal and non-personal data. Since Government of India's Personal Data Protection Bill is yet to become an act, the ADMP fills this critical gap with the goal of agri-tech innovation and development of custom solutions for the state of Telangana that would benefit the farmers. We have also initiated the development of an agricultural data exchange, which could be a game changer, that allows the easy and protected and secure sharing of all agri-related data, duly taking the consent of the data owners. The innovators shall be able to easily test, and something very interesting in the agriculture domain, because more than 50% of our population depends on agriculture still. Our flagship project using AI is called Sagu Bagu. Sagu, as you all know, is basically farming. Bagu is good practices in farming. We are doing this in tandem with World Economic Forum, wherein various emerging technologies, including AI, are being deployed on ground in a PPP mode. And we believe that we'll cover about 50,000 plus farmers in 2 years. Under this, agri-tech players are also helping boost farmer incomes by deploying various solutions such as sowing window advisory, irrigation, soil nutrition advisories, etc. that help the farmers adhere to best practices and solutions like digital market connect, digital quality assaying, etc. Now, agri-tech projects that we have undertaken are delivering promising results already. For instance, AI-based pest management solution that was deployed in partnership with Bodhyaan AI across 6 districts of Telangana to solve the pink bollworm menace for cotton farmers, which is a rather a horrendous problem for cotton farmers. The impact study undertaken by EY indicates up to 20% of increased profits, resulting from a mix of increased yield and lower input costs. So as long as you're able to give good advisory to farmers on the window in which they have to actually sow the seed, to what kind of efforts they have to put in to ensure that the soil fertility remains good, and also soil health remains good, and most importantly, how do you do pest management. I think a combination of all this will really deliver the much needed knockout punch, if you ask me, in terms of improving their farmers' income. Telangana has also become a very, very interesting example with the implementation of a unique RTDAI, the real-time digital authentication of identity system, deployed across several citizen-facing services. In fact, I say this very proudly. I get messages, and I don't know how many of you have used it, but Telangana is possibly the only state in the country where you can renew, not get a new one, but renew your driver's license sitting at home on a Sunday. This is the only state which allows you to do that by authenticating your digital identity in real time. Now that is something that is truly important from a citizen's perspective, because it saves you from the hassle of visiting an RTA facility. In 21-22, about 1,20,000, which is about 40% of our pensioners, availed the life certificate through RTDAI, and 90,000 citizens availed the services of transport department through RTDAI. Now, what